A lot of people are going to dismiss Truck License Trainer because it's a simple looking game at first glance. After just a few minutes of trying to reverse a semi-trailer through a tight turn, you will quickly realise that this little simulator is far more challenging than it appears. Here's my full breakdown using the SimShack 7-pillar review system. So the game releases in March 2026 from developer and publishers Soldiccast. It's a driving simulator training sim, and I do mean sim, proper sim. It's single player, and I don't have a price for you yet, but I imagine less than £10. For a game that looks this simple, the realism is surprisingly strong. The core idea is very straightforward. You are placed into a series of truck manoeuvring scenarios where you have to carefully navigate tight turns, parking challenges, and complex reversing tasks without touching any of the boundaries. What makes it work is the precision of the vehicle behaviour. Tiny steering inputs make a difference, and if you approach a turn too quickly or turn too late, the trailer will absolutely punish you. The margins for error here are extremely small, which does feel authentic. Anyone who has tried reversing trailers in real life will recognise how quickly things can go wrong. There are training options like guidelines and helper markers that enable you to see safe manoeuvring zones, and you can even turn those helpers off to make things significantly harder. Now the game operates with keyboard controls, controller input, and even some subset of steering wheels. Unfortunately, I didn't get to try the steering wheels at all, and I struggled quite a bit with the keyboard manoeuvring. The only realism drawback really is that it's top-down only. You're controlling the vehicle from outside of the truck. Now I know a lot of you ETS2 players and American Truck Sim players do use the external cam to park. That's not something I've ever done, so it felt very alien to me. So despite the fact that it felt very unnatural, it actually was incredibly accurate, and I think it could be used in conjunction with playing games like ETS to actually really master when and where to turn for particular tight turns, etc. Overall, the driver mechanics themselves feel incredibly authentic, and the whole thing works really well. They have implemented real-world driving tests, so yeah, the accuracy for realism is very, very high indeed. Now the audio is functional but fairly basic. There is some background music running during gameplay which unfortunately cannot be turned off, and that becomes a bit of a frustration over time, to be honest. And also, for someone like me uploading videos, it then puts me in loggerheads with YouTube and other money-grabbing scumbags. The vehicle sounds are authentic enough, minimal though. There's no voiceover or instruction system guiding you through the challenges. For a training style sim, the voice instructions or audio feedback would have been a really good addition, but this game is very much minimalistic. So whilst the audio works, it really doesn't add much to immersion. Despite any realism failures this game might have, it is a lot of fun to play. It's really interesting. The challenges start very simple, very basic forward and reverse manoeuvring, but very quickly escalate into extreme tight reversing scenarios where the margin for error is almost zero. Playing on the keyboard was, again, not something I'm used to. Driving vehicles with a keyboard felt very alien to me. The controller was far more responsive and I had much better control, but even then I found it incredibly difficult. Watching the truck and the trailer carefully pivot and around obstacles becomes incredibly tense. When you finally do manage to complete a tricky manoeuvre, in my case after multiple attempts, it's a genuinely rewarding moment. One of my favourite aspects is how the game encourages patience and precision. If you rush it, you're likely to fail. Slow down, think about the geometry of the trailer, and adjust your steering step by step. Actually feels like learning a real skill. And to some degree, I think it's going to help me in my real-world ETS and ATS driving challenges ahead. As you would expect, the performance is excellent. It's a very lightweight game. It will run extremely well, even on the most modest of hardware systems. No crashes or major bugs or issues to discuss during my first look, and the frame rate remained completely stable throughout. Graphics are clearly not the focus here. The environments are extremely simple, training layouts rather than detailed locations. However, that seems intentional. The emphasis here is clearly on the driving mechanics and not the visual representation. It's basic, but it's incredibly functional. Truck License Trainer is a surprisingly realistic and genuinely challenging driving sim. It's not flashy and the visuals are extremely simple. But the precision driving challenges are surprisingly addictive once you allow yourself to get into them. If you enjoy the technical side of driving simulators, this could easily become one of those games that you keep coming back to just to keep your skills up on par, or even to master the next challenge. Perhaps if you're going away for the weekend and you just want something to waste a couple of hours, this could definitely fill that void.
In a world of pixels where dreams collide, Sim UK reviews the honest guide. From racing cars to flying high, ultimate realism, take your wings to the sky. We talk about the truth and keep it real. Fact-based reviews, it's all in the field. No hype, just clarity, we break it down. Realistic simulators, the talk of the town. Real talk, Sim UK, we're here to say we keep it smooth, never lead you astray. News and previews and interviews on site. Set up guides to take your game to new heights. Honesty is the best policy, they say. Always tell the truth in every way. Yeah. From the cockpit view to the racetrack lanes, we dive deep into the code, explore the veins. Ultimate simulations that make you feel alive. Realistic graphics, man, we help you thrive. Each guide is crafted with love and care. No false impressions, just a breath of fresh air. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned pro, Sim UK reviews is the way to go. Real talk, Sim UK, we're here to say we keep it smooth, never lead you astray. News and previews, tutorials on site. Set up guides to take your game to new heights. Honesty is the best policy, they say. Always tell the truth in every way. Yeah, we're diving in, no shortcuts here. Honest updates, that's what you'll hear. Simulations that sparkle, realism that shines. With every review, you'll know what's divine. From the mechanics to the sound of the game, Sim UK's the name. Remember the fame, we won't steer you wrong. We keep it tight, sharing knowledge in the day and the night. Yeah, got set up guides to make it a breeze. The reviews that unlock with the greatest of ease. Fact-based reviews taking the forefront. Realistic simulation, we always confront. The challenge is real, embrace what you find. Sim UK reviews just leaves you enlightened. No fluff, just facts, that's our creed. Bringing you the truth, that's how we lead. So come along with us, join the ride. Sim UK reviews, your truth by your side. With every honest word, you'll capture the thrill. Ultimate realism, the peak of the hill. From flying high to racing fast. Sim UK reviews, your knowledge will last. Together we can explore, uncover and learn. Realistic simulation, it's our turn. Yeah.